Hello everyone. Hope everyone's having a great day so far. I know you're not Jared. Jared's angry. He's starting to look at shorts because he doesn't like going long anymore. Um, but for me, let's see. So we got BWV as a top watch as well as RIDE. As if you were here earlier, you saw our loss early on this. So as this was starting to hold up, I broke my rules really of just giving this more time as it's a choppy play. We've seen throughout the past few days how it really just goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But it really is tightening here and confirming pretty much over the 6.5 area if it could keep uptrending here and making a higher low. So you got solid uptrend, just making higher lows throughout the past few days, increasing in volume as well. Had a strong volume day here. Dipped here, but yesterday it came back. Today looking to finish probably stronger than this one if they keep doing this volume. But right now, just being patient. Took a little under $80 loss on this early on today. And then we got RIDE, which brought it back for me today. And this one here was just a simple open price play. Got really lucky as I forgot about this early on. Checked it pre-market, so I wasn't really doing much. Was off the highs from the after hours highs here. But I saw it as I was getting back into my car after finishing the stream this morning, all up in here. Then all of a sudden it starts ramping up a bit, and I take a quick starter here, then I add it into it as it shows me that it's still holding up. So my average ends up being at 187 here. Open price play is 185. We're holding VWAP. We're uptrending after this nasty dip. Some volume is starting to pick up here, so I was thinking we can possibly test the 220 area. And the reason I was really thinking 220, not only because it's after hours high break or resistance level, but here at 228 we have resistance from May 5th here. So I was thinking selling into that spike, it might give us the push as volume is good today. It is a larger market cap and float than I typically trade. I think it's 150 million in the float, but volume, as you can see, is much more than usual than it typically gets. So I was thinking if it can keep holding open price, we can definitely get the move to the low twos that I'm looking for. And it didn't entirely set up the way I had thought. It really just kept uptrending. I thought we might have to dip some more, retest the VWAP area, then get a push. So once I saw it in the low 190s, added some more, and from there it was just watch the trend. As we can see here, we had a little bit of a dip. Sorry, where are we at? Here you get a little quick push, but then the volume on the dip here keeps defending right around whole dollar, half dollar level, and the volume is not significant. Even though this candle here not too bad with the selling, but all the volume candles around them are really good buying. So overall, buyers are in control here, is what I was seeing, and it's defending too. Right above open price, just uptrending, continuing that momentum, and then volume gets exhausted. I market order my sell as it's pushing here. I end up getting out at 219. So solid 32 cents on this, and so I made more than that. Okay, nice. Just by a penny. But yeah, so that was really it. And now the plan for this, I mapped it out on Twitter. It's really, if it keeps defending too, and it keep uptrending, failing to break down, it can possibly make this 228 breakout zone support and fail to break down, and shorts get disappointed. Buying's already pretty solid on the day. If we can get some more from shorts getting squeezed out, not the greatest history. So I do think shorts are packed into this. So if it continues to fail to break down, I think we can get a quick move to 250, maybe 270s. As we see here, there's going to be some areas of resistance here on the chart. but also not significant volume behind it. So we'll see. I also do expect this to be a slower mover as well. We can see this choppiness into the move. It's not taking off in a minute or two, maybe three, giving us the move that we want. It's really kind of chopping around in this area now. So those are the two plans. RIDE, looking for the failure to break down. We got a solid hold around 215 here. Now we're starting to uptrend. We need some more volume to really be interesting here, but I can see a possible position in the low 230s, risking off the 220s, aiming for 250, 260. Just a quick snipe. But besides that, BWV here. This one is choppy. It's exhausting, but it is overall holding the trend, and I think swing shorts will at some point get squeezed out. That's all we're really looking for. It's actually kind of exciting to see this too, because I was on Twitter earlier, chatting it up with Scott here, and he was wondering what I was thinking, if this could possibly really get back to the low 7s and 8 area like I think it can. And all I was saying, as I pretty much mentioned earlier, as long as this overall trend in the past few days keeps holding, it can definitely offer a possible move to those areas. As you can see here, higher lows, breaking new highs, approaching this breakout level, volume's still sustaining itself. So besides this price action and choppiness, which makes it a little bit hard to play, I still think that this could give a shot to 8, high 7s. We were talking about it. It was, where was it? It was down here somewhere. But yeah, I was thinking as long as it defends 5.5, because that was the low yesterday. If it starts breaking down the trend, it might start reversing and shorts take over and buyers disappear. But yeah, so just a waiting game for that one. And then RIDE, and I'm green on the day, just a little over $300, so I'll be less quick, a lot slower to take a position today as I was yesterday. Took a stupid loss on RGLS yesterday. We could go over that. Into the close here, chasing at 31. Choppy price action, not the price range I typically like. Just had a boring day, had a small little loss earlier. I think it was on BWV as well. I forgot. But this one into the close here, not that good. I was thinking it could get to 35. You were on yesterday, and you saw this all. And yeah, it just didn't work out. Got stuffed, weaker volume push here. Selling really came in near the top, was having a hard time already around 31, 32 area. So this was just me buying into the top. Just not a good entry. Not buying it into the dip, near support, near a key area, like VWAP here as it's holding, making a higher low, holding trend throughout the day. But no, buying into the top where I should have been selling if I was really giving it attention and buying around 28, 29. So that was an annoying $120 loss or so. But made it up today. Still green on the week, on the month. And kind of getting lucky, being honest. Some of these plays I'm getting are just popping up out of the blue. Action today for sure than yesterday, I would say, the market. this thing trying to defend the VWAP, 680-ish, trying to make that higher low. Solid selling coming in here on that fake out. Jared, you got anything to say? I know you've had a rough few days. You're quite frustrated. You want to rant? You want to say something?
Do I want to rant?
I don't know. Maybe something comes out. You rant a little bit when you're frustrated.
Well, let me get the hot seat.
Okay, get the hot seat, dude. Tell us what you're tracking your shorts now. Focusing on that a lot more. A little bit shift in mindset here. What's going on?
Okay. The hot seat it is. What did I trade today? So I did trade BWV. Where did I buy this? I think I bought this green candle here.
Did you buy that late? I thought we were in it together earlier.
No, remember it dipped as soon as we.
I got faked out on this candle here on the dip at 57. I got taken out.
Let me see exactly when the order was.
And I'm pretty sure you got stopped out in that candle as well.
I mean, these small losses I'm fine with. $35. My loss is usually around $30. But they add up, and that's what kills me. Oh, it was this candle here.
That you're buying? Yeah.
Yeah, and then it dumped. And then just tried to be patient with it, but it ended up cracking and stopping me out. So I took the loss there, which I was really just looking for. I mean, since yesterday was that plan for it to test the breakout level, and it just failed to break down yesterday. Got a small gap up this morning, and kind of just ripped straight up to that breakout level. And my plan was to be in at around 650, and I was hoping for a push into a fake out through that breakout into like the 730s for a sell up there. And definitely got in late and just got chopped around and finally stopped out. So it was just kind of annoying because the play did end up doing kind of what I wanted, but I always seem to kind of
mistime it.
Yeah, I just have a bad entry, mistime it. I get chopped around or get stopped out too soon. Let's see. The one I kind of just took was ALNA.
Oh, it took another one.
Yeah, here when it was reclaiming VWAP and open price, I was kind of hoping, since all the low price stocks are kind of pushing this morning, I was hoping that this was going to have a nice little reclaim. A reclaim and just try to push back up towards high of day, 20 cents, 21. And that just didn't work out. And this was definitely more of just like a revenge trade. I just wanted to make back some money. I definitely even sized up a little bit. Bought it as it was breaking through, added on this dip, and then ended up cutting it once it cracked VWAP and under 16. So that was annoying. And then NKTX was the last one from earlier. This was a bounce day. That momentum shift, that first green day bounce. So I was in when it was breaking this high here. Held up, we got a nice push up to 13. And I added here, a little fake out through high of day, and then it did nothing but fade, and then eventually stopped me out. So that was, hey, no squeaking. Play with it, just don't squeak it. Good boy. So that was really annoying. Hey, what did I say? You can play with it, just don't squeak it. Or go play with something else. So I feel like I have the right idea with some of these. It's just my timing is terrible. I feel like if we were in if we were in a bull market or had like a hot sector run or something, and like breakouts were working, and these first green day bounces were getting really nice moves recently. They're kind of hit and miss. Some of them are working out really nicely, and some of them barely work at all or don't even work at all. And it's just really frustrating taking loss after loss and having a couple wins and then just giving all those gains back because those losses just keep adding up. So for now, like what I'm seeing is everything is a great short. And I feel like I can see the short side a lot better than I can see the long side sometimes. Like in here, when this really starts to fade and start to use VWAP as resistance now, this to me is a clear short. When it's having a triple top and some lower highs here at VWAP, volume is completely fading. This has a lot of volume and overhead now because you have the breakout level that is clearly topped out at, lower highs, fade in volume, and it's just looking bearish. It looks like it's going to crack. And I was sitting here thinking this would be a great short right now. And so it kind of just plays like that to where it's a short into resistance, a first red day, a gap short, something to where I'm not trying to get the top and get the bottom. I want to just get the meat of the move. This was a clear entry, clear downtrend. What other examples do I have? Pretty clear, quick drop out of the open, trying to break above VWAP, it can't. The volume tells the story, it matches the price action. I mean, this is pretty clear. And everything's been a great short. Just short the pop. Short the pop. I mean, obviously don't do that, but you need to have a clear edge and a strategy. And that's why I'm going to start tracking a couple short patterns. I'm going to start researching a lot more on how to short, what brokers to use. I'm trying to remember all the little details that comes with shorting. Kind of refresh myself, learn anything new that I don't know. And while we're entering into a bear market, let's try to take advantage of all these short opportunities. I'm not saying let's just start going crazy. I'm just going to flip short, just start shorting everything. I want to be really smart about the transition. I want to track the plays. I want to go in with an edge. I want to start off with small size and kind of just go from there. Because I'm also not trying to give up longs. When I see a great long setup, I want to be able to play it. But I think there's a lot of great short opportunities right now compared to the long side. I can see that short side pretty clear. So just gonna kind of go for it. What do you think, Fatty? How are you feeling on shorting?
Yeah, if that's what you feel more comfortable doing.
No, I asked you.
Like what? Like it was. Yeah, I'm not ready for that yet. I think I'm still doing pretty decent with longs. Of course, I'm gonna get faked out here, have a bad entry there in this market where it's a little choppier and slower. Price action is a little hard to deal with. Just adapting to that is what I'm doing. But if at some point we just go in a lull and market is really just not offering much for longs, we'll definitely have to adapt to that situation and start looking at shorting. Might steal some of your data at that point. Well, and I already have a good idea of what to do. It's really, honestly, it seems like just the opposite of what I'm doing at the long. Waiting for it to get to the way I look for areas of support to defend and gain volume with buying and make higher lows. Once a play starts spiking, it's reaching a resistance level, and we're topping out around there, lower volume. And then if anything, volume is increasing for the sellers and it's starting to make lower highs. It's really just flipping the screen is how I see it. So definitely we'll be tracking specific patterns so I know, so I have data on my side and not just go in blindly. But just from experience and knowing how I trade as a long, I could just do the opposite. Because I'm also thinking as a short seller when I'm looking for plays that fail to break down and set up for a short squeeze. I am kind of putting myself in a mindset where if I was a short, okay, I'm not up a lot now. I might want to start covering if I see this start uptrending here midday. There's a lot of volume coming in, low float. So I already sometimes see myself putting myself in that mindset. But right now, I just don't see the need to hammer it hard with shorts if what's working for me is working. No. Okay.
No.
But yeah, that's all I gotta really say about shorting right now. Definitely many great opportunities. In the morning, a lot of the gappers. Hey. Okay, no.
Our apologies. Just hide the toy. Don't put him outside either.
I'm not. I just hit the toy.
Okay. You put him outside, he's just gonna scratch. Door.
But yeah, back to what I was saying. I was kind of really done with giving my rant. There's definitely some opportunity there. But yeah, just gotta be more picky as a long. And let the singles add up. But if you're interested in start short selling, yeah, go for it. It's, I think, a great time to do that as well. With a lot of momentum heading lower, all these gappers are really weak and offering great opportunities for shorting at the open. And when they offer quick moves right at the open, get stuffed at resistance, and they end up just fading the whole day. So that's kind of my spiel. Great time to learn it as well. Like, there's always a great time to learn that. But right now there are more opportunities probably for short. So if that's where you're feeling the momentum's going, and you just want to ride that wave and not be as stressed as a long buyer.
I think for going long right now, you need to be so disciplined, and you need to have a set. A set of strategies that you stick to and that you have dialed in, and you're fine with sitting through everything else, letting everything else kind of go off without you, and sticking to your patterns. And if you can just do that and play your patterns to the best of your abilities, I mean, you can be profitable, but you need to be really picky and patient. And I think that's my problem is I see a play, kind of like NKTX.
Oh, yeah, you shaded that today too.
Yeah.
You've been a little bit over shading. I know it's on small size, but you're taking a lot of shots. Not the market to be taking lots of shots.
And I was sticking to the pattern.
Yeah.
And it just didn't work out. I took my position. I got an ad here when it was making higher lows, and I thought we can finally, I was hoping I should have probably sold here. When we started making lower highs, I probably should have just cut it. I was just trying to be patient.
Yeah.
And let it run, and
Yeah.
Because I figured all that selling, it can have a decent bounce, and I'm not asking for a lot. I mean, just for at least my 10%.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right
I wasn't trying to ask for much, and I feel like if we were in a bull market, this fucking squeezes up to like 15, and
SIDU ended up being in 150s.
Did it really?
Yeah. It was slower. But that pattern held.
Oh yeah.
It kept up trending.
I saw it. It just disgusted me.
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying for sure.
But a play like this in a bull market, I feel like you get much more of a clear move, and it's a little bit more simple.
I might just be day one of it bottoming. Might still offer a good move.
Yeah, it's true.
There was BWV. That one had a week. Go back to the BWV from last week. I was trading that on Friday. Weak ass bounce. Come Monday, shit's taken off. Was it BWV? Yeah.
What day? This day?
Yeah. I was trading it the 6th. See that little candle?
Yeah, hang on. So this was the
I was trading that day as a multi-day bounce. Got my 10%. I did get in and out really quick, and I thought it was over. I'm like, wow, this market's giving weak ass bounces. There's really nothing there. And then the next day, you get this monster move from BWV. So don't be so quick to call it a dud. Might just be setting up for something else.
That's true. I also think BWV set up by itself much better than CDU did.
Yeah, SIDU did have a different.
I mean, this was, I don't like the gap red, shorts are fully in control. I think this is probably.
I think it's bottoming.
And I think,
move.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know.
I think it's just trying to bottom, and tomorrow we should.
I'm just trying to figure out what bounce day should I be more to have eyes on more. I am tracking it, but I don't have the answers yet. Because this is just a gap that finished red and then did nothing but fade. And yeah, we're trying to put in a bottom, but look at how much the volume faded.
Yeah, and that's something
compared to BWV
that I did start tracking for a bit.
You had a solid first green day, 2 days of fade, and this was a clear just momentum shift.
Mm-hmm. I remember when listening to Vitani's, I think it was his second trading tickers. He was tracking the volume, the dollar volume, the day before, and I didn't do that. For some reason, that's just not what I did. I just wait and see for the setup. But if you just start tracking the prior day, see what it does, you might find a potential answer to, should I focus on this bounce? Is this bounce going to be a dud? What are we doing here? Because, of course, not every single one is going to work out perfectly.
Yeah.
And for him, he was tracking the dollar volume. So I don't know if that's something you want to do when you're tracking it to see the prior day. Because with this one, you can see there's a little bit more volume coming in on that Friday. So some more buying compared to the prior 2 days where it's just selling. And that set up that whole short squeeze for Monday. So this all started from, SIDU. So we'll see what this one ends up doing. Could be a complete failure. But I'm not going to write it off just yet. But right now things are not shaping up that nice. RIDE. It's just going sideways, choppy, right around the breakout level though. But in this market, breakouts haven't been that fantastic, as well as we are in a way making lower highs.
All I hope with this, honestly, is that it doesn't fully break down. It holds up into the close.
And that looks like that's what it's going to do. It's going to have to really break down past 6 in the next half an hour for that to happen, and I don't see that happening. I can see it dipping, but I don't know if it's going to
fully breaking down. Yeah.
But
because this stock is choppy enough as it is.
Yeah, it's a headache. It is a big headache. So it looks like not much here late day. Let me check my scanners. I haven't checked those yet. PRPL. That's a recent mover, right? I haven't gone over that recently. Oh, it's a slow mover too. Never mind. Oh, that spiked yesterday. That's why it's familiar. But RIDE here, I'm looking at it, just a lesson on breakouts. Right now, they're not that strong. If you want to go to it, Jared, RIDE. It seems to be topping out here in the low to mid twos. Volume hasn't really come back. We are getting lower highs ever since it set the 239 high. Just downtrending with weaker volume, some more selling coming through. This is making me think that we might start pulling back and the breakout isn't going to work out, as you know, it's got a larger float as well. If shorts do start taking over here, I'm just not comfortable with this. Now that I'm looking at it, I probably wouldn't be longing this just to play it safe. The volume isn't really there for me, and considering the overhead resistance and the float and the trend that we got, like I just mentioned, is making me want to stay away from it. And BWV isn't helping that it's not really doing anything either. What do you do?
Kind of how I see it.
But yeah, there you go.
It was trying to break through, but it was topping out, having a hard time. It cracked right back down, and now it's showing that it's bearish.
Yeah.
And I think as soon as we start cracking under 221, 220, we're gonna really start dropping back down towards 2, and then kind of just see how VWAP reacts from there.
Yeah, so that one's not looking that bright. Nothing really is. BWV, there's a dip. Now in the mid sixes.
Like if it was me, I'd probably be shorting. Just seeing this and going off of this pattern, taking this downtrend, looking for VWAP, and just taking a small snipe.
Yeah.
That would probably be it. Sell most of the shares there, and then see how if we can get back down to 2.
Below.
I mean below 2, yeah. This is getting the fade. See, like this morning, I was just sitting there like, you know, just kind of wishing I had some money in a separate account, and I was just smacking it.
Keep wishing, Jared.
I won't be wishing much longer. Why you do it like that?
This noise.
Leave the poor guy alone.
Never.
He stopped chewing on his squeaker. He got his bone.
That's because I took it away. Yeah. Once again, another boring late day. Nothing really there. Alright, Thursday off. Okay. Not too bad. Not too bad of a week so far. It was really just yesterday that was annoying. $200 roughly. Red day.
So far, holding up. I think there's cracks here pretty soon. 'Cause that was a pretty solid double top there. And crack on some nice falling.
No
in.
buying really coming in either.
Mm-mm.
And when it does pop,
It just
selling
gets stuffed.
yeah.
So I mean, that's that alone makes me think that I definitely wouldn't want to go long here unless volume really starts to come in and it starts to perk back up, above the 230s. Then I'd get interested. But as of right now, looks like it's going to be. This clearly looks like the backside. Even though it is still holding up, holding trend, holding above VWAP.
It looks like it's setting up for it.
It's got lower highs here. Volume fade. I'm gonna have to go watch Living Like Matt's
What?
his stream every once in a while.
Who?
Pick his brain. Living Like Matt, the guy who's shorts. So far, 223's got some size on the bid. Let's see if we can crack under that. It's defended. It's holding that pre-market high too. All this needs is volume. And it can have that move. I feel like it could have another short squeeze. You're watching NKTX hard, huh?
No, I literally was just scrolling through and you just.
You were watching it earlier, then you were watching it again now, so I felt like you were just watching it the whole time, like just waiting.
No, I'm not expecting to trade anything here at the end of the day. Nothing looking good. Learning from yesterday too. Just not gonna try to chase anything if nothing's really there. Be patient. Everything sucks. Just focus on studying, tracking patterns, reading on the market, just learning how the market works so you can set yourself up for when the market does warm up again, if you're long biased, to really take advantage of those opportunities. So, there's ebbs and flows of the market, and right now we're heading lower, and we just gotta wait through the storm. Don't burn your capital through this time period.
And that's what I feel like I've been doing is I've just been giving myself a headache, mentally exhausting myself, catching myself revenge trading because I'm taking a couple of small losses and I'm annoyed and I want to just make it back, especially because I know that when I stick to the patterns and they're working, like I do really well. But when I get into a market like this where some of them aren't a lot of them aren't working, and then like you've been able to notice something on the fly and trade it and go green because we've been taking losses in the morning.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you text me, you're like, nailed this, just like ride today. Like, I didn't even see this. I was watching NKTX the whole time because that's what I was in. And I checked my standard. I didn't see anything. I must have completely missed this. And all of a sudden I get your text and I'm just sitting here like, fuck, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I saw that real quick. As I was walking out to my car, I was like, I just remember this one ticker. Let me check that out.
So I'm gonna
Got on my
mentally.
phone, went home, traded it there. Wasn't that long of a trade. But yeah, I've really also been kind of lucky too. The past couple weeks, I've been definitely trading slightly undisciplined in the morning, and although small losses, still not happy with taking those foolish losses. Should half of them shouldn't even be trades or attempts for anything. Um, then come midday, there's one thing that I'm thinking, shit, I'm gonna be annoyed if this thing takes off without me, and that ends up working out. I've been quite lucky since the market has been slowing down. At least I feel that way. I know I'm setting myself up in good opportunities. I am capturing the meat of the move, getting in a key price, getting out at a key price, but the stocks coming to me, almost none of them are from the watch list. Usually the ones that I'm making money on, they're just popping out of the blue. NWBO, the day before that,
I panicked dip buy.
panic dip buy. I saw a picture on Twitter of someone posting the whole panic, and I saw 45 minutes ago. Still thought, let's go check it out, see what's going on. And then I see it holding up. I still think it has a little bit more to go. I give it the shot. It takes off even more. I left a lot on the table with NWBO, that panic dip buy. But still, brought me up nicely, put me green. Just small trades here and there that are just popping up on my scanner out of nowhere. I'm looking at the right time. So I feel like I should be there with you, Jared, being really frustrated. But for some reason, the plays have been attracted to me.
It is what it is. Yeah, that's why I figured I'd put some money into a shorting account, start tracking a couple patterns, watching those, maybe taking some small size, getting the feel for it, getting used to it, and really just being.
Account? Why not just put it in the same account?
In TD.
Switch everything to the other broker. You just use one. I don't know. I guess, yeah.
Yeah,
It just seems like you spread yourself. Like, what's the point? But yeah, go for it. There's people that do it, so it doesn't matter.
Like, fuck
But
it.
still, is it really that hard shorting with TD? Like, I've seen people do it.
Yeah, you can do it. There's just no. I don't even know. There's no locates. If that's right.
Try it out. Why not? You're already with it. Why don't you turn it on?
I have.
Oh.
I've done this twice, and it's so.
You started
difficult.
shorting twice?
Yeah, when I had a margin account, I've had a margin account twice.
Oh. I didn't know you started shorting.
You know, I've probably taken like maybe 3 or 4 shorts my entire life. Not like I fully switched over to shorting, but you knew I shorted. You were even saying, remember that one ticker, and you're like, I hope you didn't get faked out by that. And I told you, no, I added into that high a day, and it never fully broke down and consolidated the rest of the day, and it was really annoying. But
Damn. Huh.
I think it was when Lycus was really into shorting. I think he got me to switch over with him.
I'm gonna wrap this up early. I don't see anything. Nothing. RIDE just going sideways, chopping around.
Yeah, it's being annoying. I'm waiting for it to pick a direction.
BV or BWV holding mid sixes, just trying here, it's bouncing a bit. After I had it dip. But I don't see anything, I'm done. I am just interested in seeing how this one shapes up.
Yeah, me too.
Because I do think it's gonna fail.
So do I. And ready for that mental position, baby. Mental position. It's annoying. I'd rather just set some alerts.
Market.
I mean, it just looks. It is trying to make a higher low. I mean, I see.
Just so bearish and bullish at the same time. You got the uptrend and downtrend. But looking at the volume, I'm thinking the downtrend is what's gonna win.
See, the size is really stacking up now at 224 compared to earlier. Come on, just crack and just snap down to 2. So I can just feel happy about myself to finish off the market.
Fundamental position.
Yep.
That's what we've come to, Jared, huh?
Yep, this is what we've come down to. Hoping on a mental position.
Hoping. Hope is not a strategy. You hear that, guys? Don't get into a play and hope it does what you want. You should get in with a clear thinking of
Here
what
we
it
go.
should do.
Come on. Snap.
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 Snap. That's what happens when there's no plays. You're just dumb.
Snap. So I'd be in right now, 220. This is annoying.
BWV. Solid triple top now at 710 over the past week. Got a double top today, and that high from last week or the week before. If it just can keep uptrending, that 7 breakout should be nice.
This bounce should get stuffed. And then we see the fade from there. But unlikely because I only got 10 minutes left. And I feel like I wouldn't like, I don't like something late day like this that's still holding most of its gains.
Still holding pre-market or after hours highs rather.
It's still a solid first green day. It's not shorts haven't taken over yet. It's not something. It's not something I'm super comfortable in, even though I do see that it could, the trend crack. This is not something I'd like be jumping in and wanting to short. It's just kind of a little idea that we had, and we just wanted to see if it would fade. We should call it.
Yeah, I don't see anything. Hatter rants. I'm still gonna make some video lessons and the watch list, so keep an eye out for that on YouTube or Twitter. I'll post it there as well. Oh, wow, what a boring day.
I know. Hopefully we can. Hopefully BWV can really pop off tomorrow.
Offer something, end the week on a good note. Some good play of the week.
Let's just get a solid breakout. Let's just really squeeze shorts out.
Like all the big movers have been weird. Like there was RDBX yesterday, but that one was weird after a huge panic pre-market. If I'm remembering the right ticker, already not typing. Yeah, it was this one. I didn't have my eye on this one. This shit went 100%. It's crazy. Getting that, holding around 3, maybe mid 3s, failing to break down. That was a nice move there.
Yeah, here in the morning.
Yeah.
And then in here when it fails to break down. It's just like, for me, I'm so uncomfortable buying somewhere in here because I'm like, everything's fucking not working. And I don't know, I get cold hands and cold feet.
And I can see that, and that's why I also was ignoring it. Seeing that panic pre-market, I was like, I don't care about it. Even though could have been seeing it pre-market for a panic dip buy, that was definitely a possibility. But I was still waking up. I was tired.
I don't know. I'd be.
Oh yeah, no, most definitely. Like this would be a wait into the spike and short the failure to continue.
Like
that's how I would approach something like this.
Yeah.
Honestly, because it has bad news. The reaction is bad, but we're getting the spike now. Let the early shorts get squeezed out. There's buyers in it, pumping it as well.
This is how
once that takes off, you get the huge dip and failure to really hold around 5. So getting it around 5, mid 4s, when it's failing there, aiming for the mid 3s, low 3s. That I know this is hindsight, but that would be the pattern.
I like the VWAP.
Middle day VWAP.
I feel like I avoid all of this in case I get like of any squeezing. Because I'm not trying to pick a top and pick a bottom. I'm just trying to take the meat of the move. When you see this, that's pretty clear. Mm-hmm. And then when you get this bounce at VWAP and it's rejecting,
weak volume and whatnot.
This is where I would be entering and selling into this little fade, probably into the low 3s from 4. And that would be it. And that's one of the patterns I'm tracking is how it reacts to VWAP. I want to know what it does in the morning, and then how it reacts to VWAP on that bounce, and if it uses that resistance and how the volume is, and then the fade from there. But
yeah, it's just a day. I'm just gonna go study up, get ready for tomorrow, finish the week strong, and try to survive this dog shit market. I hope everyone's doing great. Check us out on Twitter, on YouTube. I'll be putting material out there later. Besides that, have a fantastic evening, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow.